Ready to go.
Why does it appear that Tyler and DK are playing the most complimentary football we have seen in a while?
Yeah, I think it's really a culmination of their hard work in the offseason. Did a great job, throughout training camp, throughout the preseason, and then, each week as they've accumulated these reps throughout the season, I think they've done a great job in practice, in the weight room, all the stuff they do to take care of their bodies, to be able to still be playing at a high physical level, this far into the NFL season when, everybody at this time has something or other that they're dealing with, and it's a long season.
What did Geno show you on that final drive?
Just the poise, the steadiness that he's had, and then I think the process over results. He's had a few of these instances where we've been so close and it hasn't worked out, and he really hasn't changed, and he's stuck with it. Not everything was perfect on that last drive. We didn't complete every pass, but when it came down to it, the critical third down to Tyler, he gets it there, gets it down in the red zone, and we make a great play. He spread the ball around to a bunch of different guys, and you just see his poise show up, and the expectation is that's how all of those end in his mind, and it was just so great to see that reality come at the end.
Tyler said that on the 3rd and 10, the route, he kind of like 3 yards longer than he was supposed to. Is that just kind of he improvised it and it all worked out really well?
Yeah, he did a nice job with that route. It was a little bit short of the sticks as far as where the call goes, but just have that confidence in Tyler to get that completion on that play and have a chance to run forward after it. And he did a great job with it, knowing exactly where he needed to get the first down there.
You think Geno's best throw in that game was?
Best throw in that game, man. He had quite a few of them. The go ball down the sideline to DK was a nice spot there. A great release by DK and just where he had it. But then, that final throw on the move, really where his first and second are, they did a nice job covering, and then DK's ripping across as number 3 in tight man-to-man coverage. He did a nice job fitting that in there in a tight window.
Can you teach that where Tyler doesn't run the exact route and Geno gets that, or is this just familiarity between the two?
Yeah, I think those guys have a great rapport. I think part of being a great route runner is being on the same page with your quarterback, especially in some of those choice or option type of routes where there's not necessarily a hard and fast rule of where they exactly have to be. So having the feel, knowing the coverage, and having that anticipation where those guys are on the same page there, and they were in that moment, is critical.
A lot of the numbers show that Geno's obviously having a good season, but also really consistent in terms of most games with 100 passer rating, touchdown, stuff like that. What allows him to be consistently so on top of it week in, week out?
Yeah, I think Geno's done a great job of really understanding the defense both pre-snap and then reacting to some of the post-snap stressful looks that the different defenses throughout the year have provided to us. And then, when the chances have come to throw the ball down the field, he's taken those opportunities. But then when the defense might play it deep to short, he's done a really good job of taking completions throughout the course of the game and really not putting the ball in peril, when there might be a look that's not perfect, or he's done a great job of getting out of some plays that were covered nicely, and he improvises and has played off schedule. So he's done a little mix of everything at a high level consistently throughout the season.
In a big picture sense, are you seeing defenses kind of defending differently than other teams did earlier this season?
Sure. I think there's been a little bit of element each week where we see a little bit of game plan, especially in some of the third downs or known passing situations where, defenses like throughout the league, though it's not maybe specific to us. It's just, each week you see such a variety of different things, and you're going to see a few things that you don't see on tape from the week before or the weeks before. And that's where Geno's done a nice job of just being able to ready to improvise and adjust as the course of the games go.
The uncertainty of running back at all change your life much this week, or trying to prepare?
No, I think Chad Morton's done a nice job. We got a lot of good backs in our program right here. A lot of guys have gotten different reps throughout the course of the week, and really starting with the guys up front and the tight ends, receivers. Everyone doing a great job in the running game, like we talk about all the time. It takes all 11. We've been fortunate to have some great backs with Rashad and with Ken as they've been playing, and then Travis and DJ. But if guys aren't able to go or guys are able to go, different guys have stepped up. Tony did a great job stepping up in the course of the week last week, and then in the game, comes to a situation where he's in there playing and does a really nice job and runs hard. So all those guys run hard, and whoever's number is called and whoever's healthy and ready to go, feel confident in any of those guys to get it done.
What did DJ show you to finish that game when obviously he was not 100% at all?
Yeah, DJ was just one of multiple guys that I felt like did such a tremendous job of playing through a little bit of pain, playing through the bumps and bruises that happen at this time of year, and just the toughness that he displays day in and day out. It's not a surprise when guys are saying, okay, we don't know if we're going to have him back or not, and then time came where he needed to go back in, and he didn't flinch, went right back in the game, and then provided a great spark for us throughout the course of that game to finish it.
Saying the opponent, when you're game planning, the opponent, right, but you're going to run against them, and the uncertainty at running back, and then who it is, how much does that change your game plan, or because they're different running backs?
Sure. Yeah, I think, the different running backs, I think they just bring a different style, so they might bring the similar plays to life a little different way. But I think for us as a whole, we like the guys, they all know our system, they all know the different runs, they're all excellent with the protection. So I think for us it's more about making sure that we have a good fit in our run game, a good system that we want to go into this game plan with, and we'll be ready to activate. And I think all the running backs have all the confidence in the world, whichever back's behind center right there can execute the plays at a high level.
What kind of challenge is Brian Burns, you think, I guess?
Oh man, Burns coming off the edge is a heck of a challenge. He's one of the elite pass rushers in the NFL, and it seems like that's kind of a weekly theme when you're going around the league. But no, he does an excellent job. I mean, his speed around the edge is unmatched, and then you also see his willingness to compete through the echo of the whistle, whether guys are chipping him, tight ends are helping out on him, and he gets all this stuff weekly because of his talent level. You see him battling through and still creating havoc, even when he's doubled or triple teamed at times. So we got to be aware of him, got to know where he's at, and it's part of our job to then figure out what the best way is to attack him.
How does Tony run different than Travis, DJ, and Kim?
Yeah, I think you see Tony with a great, physical presence where he's able to put his foot in the ground and really finish runs, like they all do in their own ways, hard, but you see Tony really being able to put his head down and finish runs. I thought we had a 2nd and 1. It wasn't a huge run in the game, as far as like the statistical part of it goes, but, we were really stopped for a no yard or maybe a -1 right there, and he's able to bounce it and finish it to the left side where he gets, 2-3 yards out of it on a play where, you're going to be ended up being in a 3rd and 1 if he doesn't run so hard. So I just love his physical toughness, his presence in the run game, his ability to run behind his pads.
Where he bounces off a lineman?
Yeah, bounced off a lineman right there on the left side and then ended up out, wide to the left there.
What happened on the unbalanced line strip sack?
Yeah, we just ended up, stuck back there a little bit too long, and Hoyt did a great job on that edge rush, and, just unfortunately a great play by him, and fortunately Geno was able to bounce up after that, but that was a pretty big hit he took, and, no one thing there other than just like normal happens in a sack, a little bit too long to develop from a scheme standpoint maybe, and then, a good rush by Hoyt to get around the edge right there.
Anything else, guys?
All right, good. All right, thank you.